Welcome back to the Halcyon Folds here. We're getting organic orange juice up against Team TAS eSports. And it does look like, I think it was Blueberries who said it, is going to be right. It's going to be that jungle Adagio with the support, that roaming Arden with Vox in the lane. So
there you go.
Just
shouting in. Just unmuted myself to say that. Great job. So yeah, nice.
Yeah, you did that great.
Start getting very friendly with Blueberries, because if he submitted a bracket for the North American Bracket Challenge, apparently he's just really good at predicting things, and he might be coming onto some serious ice coming up if that's the case. I did not think that the jungle Adagio was going to be coming out at all. I'm rather excited to see how this works, especially it looks like it's going to be the weapon damage Adagio as well. Very, very interesting. It should be really fun to see here.
All right, so yeah, guys, just giving you guys the word again, and we will do the background work. Talk to you later.
See you later, Blueberries. And back into this game, I thinking about it now, I mean, if you get a really nice gauntlet off versus Judgment with a stun on, 2-3 members is going to be pretty easy. Also, the range on Adagio is pretty low compared to other ranged weapon power carries, so not a bad idea throwing him in there with that Arden. Also, the Arden and Adagio composition in the jungle is extremely powerful in the early game.
I mean, the thing is, though, versus Judgment only scales off of crystal damage, and it scales really well off of crystals, so I don't know, I'm just, with it being a weapon damage Adagio, I'm a little iffy. But you see his auto attacks doing quite a bit, especially when he empowers his own auto attacks. It's going to be very strong as they're looking for the first kill up in top. Truth of Light trying to get onto the Scarf. Gonna Sonic zoom in and get the kill. Great job by this Vox taking advantage of mobility.
Meanwhile, Glaive going to go down here very, very low, looking for that last kill on the Catherine. No, it's not going to go down. But yeah, a really nice start here for Organic Orange Juice. Their name is pulling them through once again. And yeah, I mean, I do agree with you. I think the only time you should ever go for Versa Judgment is if you're going to line up like the perfect 3-man stun. I think it's really just about securing kills with that gauntlet and getting that Adagio in range to do huge damage. As you're seeing here, just able to immediately burst down that Catherine with no problem at all through the bubble.
Yeah, of course, Agent of Wrath giving so much extra damage. It deals 50% more damage to enemies that are burning with Arcane Fire, as well as just increasing their basic attack power. And if he uses it on himself, it's an additional 20% more damage. So it's really a crazy amount of damage that he actually adds on when using the ability on himself. So you just saw it in full effect there, completely melting that Catherine.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very powerful ability, especially when you use a bunch of weapon attack speed as well. Hold that thought. Adagio is going to get stunned up here. Vox getting really far forward, going for the kill towards that Scarf, but that is not going to come through. And Organic Orange Juice will not be able to pick up that kill, whereas Team TAS will.
Mining has begun.
Great job by Corpus on this Glaive, saying, all right, you want to come forward looking for a kill, I'll put you all the way forward with that Afterburn, and turns it into a kill for them. But now it's a 2-on-2 in the jungle, and that's going to be a lot of damage. Adagio throwing on the Agent of Wrath, able to pick up 1 kill, now turning your attention onto the Catherine. The shield bubble runs out, and it's not quite going to be enough for a kill, but here comes Scarf now. The fights are just never ending. The stun onto Adagio, and they will pick up the kill. Catherine actually going to grab that one. See if they do decide to back off now. With Vox here, they're now looking to take advantage of the low health bars.
Stun coming in, but not much of a follow-up there. No Spitfire from that Scarf, so I think Adagio just getting a little bit too far forward there. He was getting a bit greedy, a bit happy with how his jungle Adagio is going so far. Can't really blame him. I've been liking the pick here.
Yeah, it's been really impressive thus far, sitting at 3-1, as well as having 31 minions. to the 24 blade as, oh my goodness, the Vox completely able to solo out Scarf there, and that's really the power of the Vox. Like Truth of Light said, why did you let him have that?
Yeah, and he's going to even duel here against the Catherine, no big deal. Arden coming from behind, and Adagio looking to follow up as well. They will be able to take out Catherine, and Glaive will get out only through the help of his Afterbird. Yeah, I mean, this Vox,
from the Resonance.
Yeah, the Vox is just so powerful. The Truth of Light, obviously a fantastic player on that Vox. Picking up that weapon infusion, now going for the big kill onto the Scarf here, 1v2. He is going to pick it up and even try to go for this Glaive, but will be eventually chopped down. At the same time, Goldmine going to be picked up, so very nice play by that Vox.
Yeah, just keeping Glaive away from the Goldmine, allowing his team to capture that. And now here comes the Adagio Arden going on in. Agent of Wrath doing so much damage with Gift of Fire, but it's actually going to be a 1-for-1 here as they do trade kills one apiece. And finally going to be backing off. Catherine not going to find Adagio in that bottom half of the jungle. But looking at the items built up already, Vox getting very close to that alternating current. Adagio with so many pieces, two swift shooters in the inventory along with a heavy steel and a 6 sins, as well as the reflex block. So doing quite well for himself in that jungle as Vox looking for another kill, but has to back out as Glaive charges on into the lane.
Yeah, big brother Glaive helping out Scarf, and looks like the three of them do want to... No? I thought they were going to try to rotate, maybe try to 3v2 here in the jungle as Vox has to clear up by that turret, but just going to back off, and even Organic Orange Juice going to do a bit of counter jungling at the same time, swiping out an extra little minion there. Taco's getting pretty low once again, just going to clear out some of these scout traps, heal up, and yeah, so far it's been a very aggressive game. You know, already 12 kills here, 7.5 minutes into the game. A lot of invading from Organic Orange Juice, and it makes sense with their early game jungle composition.
Yeah, they have a lot of early pressure. Taking a look now, it's the alternating current, still not quite able to be built on Vox. I believe he has enough gold. Yeah, he has more than enough gold, I believe, at this point, to go and grab that. As just a matter of when he goes down to the shop. Looks like he's making his way over now, so going to be getting a huge power spike as he was sitting on 2,500 gold. Yeah, quickly finishing off that alternating current and grabbing a weapon infusion.
Second one of the game. I mean, before you build all too much crystal, it's not a bad idea on that Vox. Hold that thought. Jumping in now is the Glaive onto Adagio, but Adagio stays alive, and the Gauntlet's going to come down and protect that Adagio as long as he stays outside the lane, or rather outside the range. Will eventually go down to this Scarf, and again, just going to trade 1-for-1 here.
Vox was busy up in the lane, so was not able to get down and help. So another 1-for-1 trade, but you have to figure that these trades are still slightly in favor of Orange Juice because, you know, it's a 3-on-2 and they went 1-for-1. Vox was able to continue farming up in the lane, so they do actually get a little bit more out of it than TAS eSports, but you know, right there, Truth of Light going very low, gonna just drink a potion and try and get some of that health back.
Yeah, we do have this gold. Oh, we do have the gold mine. We do have the gold mine nearing completion here. Already more than 3/4 of the way done, and Vox is pretty low. I wouldn't be surprised if Team TAS does go for something here. They do knock the Adagio, and he's going to try for that burst of judgment. He's going to double stun in the lineup with the wait for it. Vox going to take out 2 members after the stun comes out of that Adagio. And all hopes of getting that gold mine, I think, are all out of it. And look at this, Scarf trying to push the lane. They are going to try to go for this kill. And it looks like they will be able to pick that one up as well. The ace coming out here for Organic Orange Juice.
Yeah, a lot of damage coming from the Arden Vox combination there. The combination of ultimates in that by the gold mine was absolutely massive. Of course, when you put Gift of Fire onto the enemies, the Verse of Judgment actually does do stun instead of just the silence. And so combining that with then the wait for it was just, it completely annihilated the health bars of TAS eSports. It looked like it was going to be their fight. They had a 3-on-2. They had low health on Vox for when he did come down, but just great team fighting from Organic Orange Juice turned it fully in their favor. They get the full gold mine payout, and just like that, they're up to a 2,000 gold lead.
Yeah, I also just love the way that Adagio works in general with that box. You know, you're doing a lot of early damage in these team fights. Well, hold that thought. We are going to have the gauntlet come down. Glaive is going to get stunned, but he will afterburn to safety. And just some more damage coming out to Catherine here, but will survive with that Fountain of Renewal.
Yeah, not too bad. The turret is very low, and with forcing both Glaive and Catherine back to base, they honestly should be able to push this wave in and take this turret, get another 900 gold for the team. And Scarf, though, doing a phenomenal job of clearing out that wave and completely ending that threat.
Yeah, looks like Organic Orange is once again trying to do a bit of invading here. A lot of scout traps in the back jungle side for Team TAS, so they've done that really well. Can identify if Organic Orange is just going to go slightly too far ahead. Now it looks like Team TAS looking to group up towards this lane, maybe bait out a gank that won't go so well, but not going to bite the bait here. Organic Orange just going to back off, get a minion candy onto the gold mine, and just continue farming.
Yeah, they've been up ahead in farm for most of the game, 57 to 52, so it is fairly close at least now, but the kills, 6 kills ahead, as well as the gold being 2,500 thanks to the gold miner. Both turrets are very, very low though, so whichever team can win a team fight, both Scarf and Vox just kind of hanging out in the lane, waiting for someone else to make the first move.
Yeah, that was kind of funny. For a second, I thought that Taco said DC'd. I was getting kind of scared, but just not wanting to get ganked by the Vox. Playing dead, if you will, for a bit. Now it looks like Team TAS does want to go for this team fight here. Arden running directly into that bush, but nothing really going to come of it. Uh-oh, as I say that, the gauntlet's going to come down, but a really nice reflex block out of Scarf to save his life.
Yeah, just using that reflex block to walk right through the gauntlet. Of course, reflex block denying any negative effects when you activate it for a very, very brief time. So it is, you do have to time it just right as you walk through the gauntlet wall. But that is why, so if anyone's wondering, hey, what was that bug? He walked right through the wall and didn't get stunned. It's actually the reflex block that prevents the stun from going through.
Mm-hmm. And so you guys saw there Vox getting really low. This may be the opportunity to go for the gold mine. There's no minion candy on this as well, and Adagio is a bit out of position. Vox going to try to go for that wait for it here, trying to take down that glaive, but getting very low and is going to go down. That should be the gold mine here. Scarf does have to be careful that Adagio, one more hit will do it. Both Arden and Adagio chasing after that Scarf as my game does freeze.
Yeah, Glaive actually ended up following that one up, picking up the kill onto Vox, and now it's just Zelkiar left on this Arden. They're going to continue chasing this down. There comes the stun, but reflex blocked by Arden, able to keep himself alive. So gold mine with an immense gold payout and 2 kills going over, trading for just 1 kill. Definitely in favor of TAS eSports. Starting to look much stronger now that we're getting into this sort of mid to late game here on the Halcyon Fold.
Yeah, we've been seeing this more often here out of Scarves. Just if you are going to play it well, you really cannot get into that fray. Even if you do have an Eve of Harvest, it's not even really like Celeste. It's very hard to have that sustain. I just love the poke ability out of that Scarf, and we saw it quite nicely there. To burn down the Vox even before that fight went down. So it's been working out quite well. As long as they continue like this, I think it shouldn't be so bad.
Yeah, another fight, small little skirmish happening in the bottom side of the map as Kraken spawns. Oh, big damage going down onto Adagio, but he's going to take a shield from Arden and be just fine. Now it's going to be Glaive in trouble. The gauntlet gets put down, but nobody is really going to get stunned by it. It is going to be Glaive falling first. Catherine extremely low will get taken down, and so does Scarf. That is an ace picked up by Organic Orange Juice. They're going to look to go on to the Kraken now, while Vox goes into the lane to start getting that lane pushing up and just making it even easier for the Kraken when they do finally take it. Kraken's taking quite a bit of time to go down, though, with Arden and Adagio working on it. But they're perfectly fine with that because Vox, meanwhile, in the lane, is working on this second turret and has plenty of minions with him, will be able to take that down.
Yeah, grab 2 turrets, grab the Kraken, and should be having quite a nice little push coming in. Although Arden's going to be very, well, going to get that buff up here. And
that may have been one of the slowest Kraken takes I've
yeah.
ever seen. But, you know, they got it in the end. They get the healing buff thanks to it, and now can make their way back into the lane with the Kraken.
Yeah. I'm just used to, you know, the 1.7 as the Kraken is coming out, burst it down in about 8 seconds. That's what we had over in Korea many, many times for the VIPL, but that doesn't really happen too often. We get very slow Krakens this time around.
Well, they also took that away in 1.8, thankfully. Kraken can no longer be attacked until it's actually fully spawned. Very, very glad for that change personally. I was not a fan of being able to kill Kraken before it even got on the board. But they are going to be fighting underneath this turret, getting the Glaive down very low. Here comes the Dragon's Breath, just trying to get them away from this turret. But they are going to be able to dive in, take that one down. The gauntlet being put down. Nothing going to come from that though. The turret is down, but there goes the Kraken. So
yeah.
All in all, a turret for the Kraken. Not too bad.
And it looks like Vox does want to come in here for the extra damage. Getting up in the front, a lot of damage going down to Catherine, but he's not going to go down. And Vox is going to go down, so Glaive is going to get a huge ace.
Greedy.
Oh, yes.
So
Very
incredibly greedy from the side of Organic Orange Juice. They were all so low, and they tried to go for that fight against 3 members that were pretty much full health. They get the ace, they start pushing down, they pick up the first turret, and are going to start working on the second one. Now a minion gets in range, the turret loses all of its defenses and starts to melt. And just like that, this game is so incredibly close once again.
Oh yeah, this is now anybody's game, essentially, after that big mistake. I guess what Truth of Light was thinking, obviously overconfidence and a bit of greed coming in there, but he's like, hey, I got the Eva Harvest, I'm Vox, 3 items, I'm going to jump in, land my ult on 3, and, you know, burst you all down, and that's going to be game for us. But as you said, that's not what you want to be going for here. There was no real reason to have to do that. It's not like they're playing from behind and they need to come back with one big team fight. They could have easily just, you know, walked back, picked up all the farm from the jungle, and just continue with their lead. But now they've evened this game up. The gold lead is so close now.
Yeah, and it's, you know, the gold is actually just about 500 to 600 in favor of Organic Orange Juice, all of a sudden being brought right back thanks to 900 gold from each turret. So they grabbed 2 of those for a total of 1800 plus the 1500 being added on from the Kraken. Big gold swing in favor of TAS eSports there. And, you know, like I said, if they had been, you know, maybe if Arden and Adagio had been near full health, their ultimates had been up, then maybe you go for that fight. But all 3 of them were sitting at about a quarter of their health when they started that. Just not really a well called fight there.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Organic Orange Juice, they've still got a slight lead here. They're going to take both of the minion mines now and just continue to pressure, maybe wait for that Kraken to come up. I mean, they still are 1 turret ahead, but as we mentioned before, it really is anybody's game. And talking about the items now, we're looking at Scarf. He's got 3 items, Eva Harvest, Broken Myth and that Shatterglass finished up with an Aegis as well to back it up, so not taking too much damage from Vox, and going to have a bunch of crystal infusions coming through as well. And also, if you take a look at the base of Team TAS, tons of scout traps picked up, as it seems like they want to play that very big defensive game and just maybe wait for the Kraken to come down the lane.
Yeah, definitely going to be setting up that defensive minefield. Just knowing that they really can't go aggressive, because their only big team fight win was when the enemy team was all low health. So they're looking for that really defensive fight, trying to just save their base, as the Kraken is picked up there, will be making its way down the lane, and we are going to be heading towards one big final desperation fight. Of course, we are up at 21 minutes, so an ace here either way would pretty much very likely mean the game. Death timer's up over 50 seconds at this point, so this is going to be such an important fight about to happen.
Yeah, I would love to see these scout traps be all triggered before this goes down, but Truth of Light taking a huge amount of damage. Glaive jumps in. Also, the Wave Break is going to miss here.
Yeah, it looks like they're going for the Kraken instead of the fight here on the side of TAS eSports. The Kraken is getting dropped very low. Of course, Scarf so good at taking that down. One turret is gone, however. The fight is continuing below the Vein Crystal. They're going to get Adagio, but Vox on the Truth of Light. There comes the Gauntlet, only going to lock Scarf inside of it. The wait for it does miss. They get one kill onto Vox. They're looking to finish this off onto Zelkar and look for the ace. They should be able to get it 3v1. They pick up the ace. And again, 50-second death timers. They have 30 seconds before Adagio is back up. They can push out the waves so hard, easily pick up at least one turret, maybe a second, but it did take them quite a while to finish off that ace. So they're definitely not going to be able to finish this game, and actually may only be able to get this one turret down, as they're running forward using those movement speed buffs to try and get underneath the turret as quickly as possible. Yeah, there's Adagio back up. Vox will be back up shortly. The first turret is going to be taken down. Will they look for another fight in the enemy base, though, is the big question.
I guess I'm jumping in here for a second. Okay, so we do see that this game, I mean, obviously we are capturing it as well. It's going from blue to red, red to blue all the time. It is so crazy that gold lead is just getting bigger for Team TAS at the moment. It looked like, I mean, for a minute it looked like it's just over. They started mining their the minefield was back. I remember that quite rightly, how Monte Cristo and Valdez were talking about that in the VIPL. And I mean, it's just a feeling out of solo queue, if teams start scout trapping up their base, it's like turtling. It's like, well, it's over anyways, but we want to try to come somehow back.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's that last-ditch desperation effort to try and get a fight victory in their own base. They pick up the minion mine, although that's just going to be stolen back rather quickly. They only have the one turret remaining in their base. I'm not even sure if they realize that they have a 5,000 gold lead here because of the fact that they're still down in kills and they're down in turrets. Like, it's pretty amazing that they're able to get back up to that kind of gold lead despite being behind in every other important category. But they do have that lead, and you have to wonder if they know about it, because they would be able to go a lot more aggressive if they did. However, with only one turret left, they do have to be careful of a backdoor attempt, although those are far less frequent thanks to the turrets having an additional 300 shield and armor with there's no minions in sight.
Yeah, kind of glad that's the case. And we are seeing a bit of poking coming down here from the Scarf. Like I was saying before, this is really what you have to do before this fight starts. Already the Vox below half health from just 2 Spitfires. And not even some auto attacks coming in there. So they're just going to have to back off. Vox maybe just going to have to pick up some health potions here, Halcyon potions, and get healed up by that Adagio. The Kraken is up again, so that definitely is an option here for one of these teams. Although I don't think it's... I don't really feel like Organic Orange Juice down this much gold can do it at this point, especially when Team TAS is waiting in the wings here in the brush.
Yeah, both teams going to be grouped up around here. It's really going to be a matter of who decides to make the first move. I mean, if they can catch someone out of position with the gauntlet from Arden, it could easily start up the full-on team fight. And looks like they're actually just going to go... Nope, never mind, backing right out. Every little movement forward is going to be so tense. And actually, it's a full recall here coming from the side of TAS eSports, having to clear those minions out of their base. And that is the go sign for Organic Orange Juice to work on this Kraken. And if they can get that last turret down with this Kraken, then, you know, that makes the threat of the backdoor even more terrifying for TAS eSports. They're just going to clear out the waves and wait for this Kraken to come down. They know that they can fight now. They've seen how much damage they can do. So they're going to just position themselves, wait for the Kraken, and look for a fight here that might be starting any second now.
Yep, they're waiting for it. Actually, like a back ping set there onto that Scarf saying, like, hey, watch out for the Scarf. You don't want to take too much damage. But they do have to engage before Scarf can just bring this down. And here comes the Gauntlet going to trap all three. And the wait for it is going to come back, I think, only hitting Catherine there.
A lot of damage being put out by TAS eSports, though. However, it is going to be the first kill being picked up by Organic Orange Juice. Their health bars are so low. Kraken is on the turret, but they're going to clear that out before it can take that down. That is absolutely huge. Adagio going to be recalling, gets the shield from Arden, but they may be stuck now. That's going to be the kill. Not even able to get the Burst of Judgment off. So 1 for 1, but the Kraken taken out, and this cold lead extends even further for TAS eSports. 30-second death timers remaining on the Glaive, 45 for Adagio, and this is definitely now TAS eSports have the advantage. Whether they realize it or not, they are firmly in control of this game despite being pushed to their last turret.
Yeah, by this point, up about 7,000 gold. I mean, they've taken down 2 Krakens. They've almost fully wiped the team of Organic Orange Juice twice now, so I feel like they're going to have a bit of confidence here for sure. Get your Glaive back up, try to take a team fight here, and just go for it, especially while that Kraken is down. I don't really think they need to worry about that backdooring at this point in time.
Yeah, again, it takes so long to actually backdoor a turret now because it has so much increased defenses without having minions in the base. So they really could just start pushing in the lane. They've picked up one of the minion mines, so the minions are even. But they're going to be able to shove this lane in so hard. And as long as they just don't get caught from a flank from Organic Orange Juice, they should be able to win a fight. As they get big damage there onto Vox once again, just blindly putting that Spitfire into the brush, having a guess if someone was in there, guessing correctly.
Yeah, and that's going to force him to use his boots here, so obviously going to take down on that survivability. And now with the Scarf, maybe they can poke it down some of the turrets, but no, they're just going to back off and maybe wait for this Kraken. Not a bad idea. I mean, they've got control now of the entire jungle. There's not many scout traps down. There is one in the Kraken pit, so Organic Orange Juice will know when that does spawn and when they are going for that. If Team TAS were to take that out, that would be nice for denying some vision and maybe going for a bit of a hide in the brush type of strat and just wait for them to run into you. But for now, just gonna posture.
It's not gonna show up on. Sorry about that. Something that's not gonna show up on the scoreboard as we get prepped for his fight. And actually, this could be the fight going down. The gauntlet is dropped, but everyone just walks on through it, and nothing really happens. The trade is won by TAS eSports, but will the fight continue? More damage going down onto Adagio, having used that heal. Catherine trying to go in for the stun. There's the silence, but will they be able to get anything else? Finally going in, the Goop with the Spitfire, getting a lot of damage onto the Arden, now trying to turn their attention to the Vox. He's getting a ton of AoE, but it's not enough. He is down, Zelkire is down, and this is going to be TAS eSports weathering the storm, coming from behind, and they should be able to get this victory. 50-second death timers. The first turret is going to go down. They're going to turn their attention on to the second one. They have no minions though, and you see how much less damage that takes. Here comes the minion wave. This is going to be the game. What a game by these two teams. TAS eSports going up 1-6.
30 minutes and 30 seconds long, and Team TAS will be able to take that game number 1. Congratulations to them.
Now we take a look at the items. There's really not a whole lot to talk about here because it was a 30-minute game. Pretty much everyone is full build, and there's not a whole lot of variance on it. You know, it's standard weapon power builds on a non-standard hero, but it's, you know, if that was, you know, a Glaive or a Taka or a Kroll or someone, that's exactly the build you would expect coming out from Hobani. Nothing really out of the ordinary in the laners. It's all very much what you would expect.
Yeah, definitely pretty much across the board. It did look like Team TAS was very slightly ahead. I think like maybe a half item ahead or a full item here towards the end. But as you said, pretty much everybody nearing that full item build. That was just a fantastic game from start to finish. I mean, that shows huge resilience as well from Team TAS to come back from that much of a deficit, but also, if you do recall, a big mistake from Organic Orange Juice to go for that one greedy team fight and allow Team TAS back in that game.
Yeah, and you have to wonder if it was just that one moment was really what turned the entire game around. And, we're gonna go ahead and throw it back to the guys in Germany to get us set up for our next game in the match.
All right. There we go, back in Germany.
What?
Oh my god, this is breathtaking. We were sitting here, good that we were muted, guys. We were just like freaking out because of this big comeback here, or this match in general.
I'm not even sure if that was a comeback.
I don't know.
I mean, it was
just a
like
great match.
crazy. Like left to right, left to right. Chat was like 3 Krakens for one team.
Yeah.
We saw that VIPL 83% of winning chance if you pick up first Kraken, but they picked up first, second, and third, and they lost in the end.
And the best
How
thing
is
was,
that possible?
The best thing was, like, everyone said, "Oh my god, why did they recall GG Kraken free win?" And they took Kraken down so fast, and everyone said GG when the Kraken was entering the base. You know, and I was just sitting here like, "Well, guys, just wait for the next minutes." Wow, what a match!
Crazy.
Yeah, so we are back in the lobby. Teams are getting swapped, the whole process being done again here, the bans and the draft mode. So very excited to see. Yeah, I want to throw this question to you guys since you casted the match. Do you think like any countermeasures taken by the teams in terms of the picks or the bans?
Well, for one, I don't think we're going to be seeing another jungle Adagio.
Yes.
I really feel like in the late game that just didn't do anywhere near enough damage for them to be able to pull out that win.
All right.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I do not want to see that jungle Adagio again, but also if the Vox were to come through again, that would be kind of scary. Just because, as we were seeing before, like they were very far ahead with some fantastic Vox play up until that one fight where everything kind of fell apart. So
exactly. Yeah, so maybe Adagio taken out, or maybe still in, but then as a pure supporter, anything is possible, and we have the first ban.
Yeah,
so
we could actually
jump over
there, and yeah. You expected it. It's a Vox ban, and right now, afterwards, Organic Orange Juice is banning the Taka.
Oh, alright.
What are we going to see here now?
Well, Vox ban is interesting. I don't know. I think we might see Celeste. I think maybe on each side Celeste and Scarf. Scarf was super strong from 12 Tacos 12. He did such a good job. He took down Kraken super fast. 2 Eve of Harvest, Broken Myth. I mean, that crystal damage output was
Yeah,
incredible.
I mean, he was hitting his splits on Kraken.
Mm.
But the Spitfires on moving targets, not so much. And that was probably also one of the problems why they did not really went into it. Tasty Bacon said it during the match. They were leading 5 to 6k gold and they were turtling. They were running away. They were reflex blocking perfectly gauntlet walls, but they did not use it to jump into the gauntlet wall. They all just ran away. In the end, they dragged the team fight very, very far and the team fights very far into the match, so that we went to the 30-minute mark nearly. But man,
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that is going to be again such a long match, and if this time maybe OOJ takes it.
Very good question.
And then maybe we're going into a third match, which will never end.
In Infinity third one.
Infinity Scarf.
Infinity Scarf, there you go. Yeah, yeah, interesting stuff going on here. Of course, in the chat lobby, like teams, they're doing all the theory in their voice over IP, since I think, or I assume they're all talking to each other, and now the mind games do begin, since they are fighting for the quarterfinals, which does guarantee here a prize pool for the teams and the move into the first Vainglory League, the official one. And yeah, it is a match about the bubble, and Organic Orange Juice, they have to show off something now, and Team TAS as well, so I'm very, very interested. The first draft is coming in. It was Glaive, we have seen it here, and Excelsior is answering for OOJ here. Scarf and Jewel. So far, Scarf, yeah, I was right. Jewel, solid as well. I think still a very good pick. Of course, this will be weapon power Jewel if they wanna have some crystal power and weapon power to make it much more harder for the enemy to counter that one concerning the defense items. Could be now a Celeste pick from Team TAS, and maybe with that an Arden, something like that. I'm interested if they maybe go for Celeste Arden or Celeste Catherine. That could be something.
Come on, you cheated.
Oh, they did?
They just picked Celeste and
Okay.
Catherine.
That's good.
No one believes you, Blueberries.
No, seriously, I was.
Oh, better. Even better.
Tell me.
The last pick of OOJ is an Adagio.
Oh, holy cow.
Yeah,
Interesting.
that's maybe even 2 holy cows.
Alright.
Crazy.
So-
I did not expect that from happening. Just to compare, if you guys forgot what they played before, OOJ played a Vox, Adagio, and in Arden. Now they're sitting on a Scarf, Jewel, and Adagio. On the other side, we do now have Glaive, Celeste, and Catherine. Before they played Glaive, Catherine, and Scarf.
Wow. So, interesting matchup. At least I was right with my prediction for Team TAS, and that looks solid. Organic Orange Juice, I don't know. I mean, it looks promising as well, but is much more reliable on, of course, here, the ultimate from Scarf can be easily stunned by either Catherine and Glaive. Adagio is an interesting pick here as a supporter, but questionable if Jewel can carry this together with Scarf.
And also, since we saw that before, that they are playing this Adagio on a carry role, it is totally possible that that Jewel is going to be a Jewel which is supporting.
Well, can be, but I think that a Jewel supporter is the most unlikely.
Yeah, I
choice.
agree. That's the most. I mean, most unlikely would be the Scarf. In Scarf meta, that would be the most likely. If you remember, the Scarf.
I think that was
just
1.5 or 1 point something.
yeah. Am I too far away?
I don't know
Too
yet.
far away in the current meta. Okay. I believe we can start this one and let the players pick. And I am believing, and I think we will break that 30-minute mark again.
Well, that would be a thing. Would be the longest best of 3 in the VGL history. maybe going to happen. I mean, it's almost 4 a.m. here in Germany. We're just getting warmed up, and so do our casters from Seoul, Valdez, and from the United States. It is Tasty Bacon who will lead you through the second match, and we will jump directly on the fold now.
So welcome to the Halcyon Fold once again. Thank you, Blueberries, for getting us into this game. And it does look like it is going to be that roaming Adagio here. No more shenanigans. I think they've learned their lesson from that last game, perhaps.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised to see Organic Orange Juice putting the emphasis on Scarf over the Celeste. Obviously picking Scarf on that first rotation along with Jewel and leaving the Celeste for TAS eSports to pick up. I really do feel like Celeste is just a slightly stronger pick. I mean, they both do very similar roles in terms of team fighting, but I mean, you so frequently see Celeste be that #1 priority, as actually they're going to be moving down as 3 early on, minute 1 already, looking for a fight there, but just going to be pushing Adagio back into the jungle.
Yeah, Celeste also going to pick up her boots very early on. I think that's pretty smart whenever you're facing a Jewel. Just if you can activate them fast enough, you can just dash out of there and make sure you don't get slowed by the support Adagio as well, which is also an option. So just going to offer a bit of survivability early on in this game.
And not only that, but also having extra mobility for trying to dodge out those Spitfires from Scarf, as we see right there, able to dodge one. Of course, that one was aimed at the goop, so pretty easy to dodge. But, you know, every little bit of movement speed helps. Dodging another one there. Nicely done by Tacos so far in the early game. Able to avoid taking too much damage. Not really putting any damage back on the Scarf just yet. But down in the bottom lane, in the bottom jungle, we see a 2-on-2 skirmish. Celeste able to roam down with that Heliogenesis, picks up the kill. Great job on the rotation call by TAS eSports.
Yeah, I just want to echo what you were saying earlier on. I definitely do like the Celeste pick a lot more than the Scarf currently for this game, so I was kind of surprised that they did go straight for that Scarf. Maybe just a hero that he's more comfortable on compared to the Celeste. Maybe they also, instead of banning it out, they just want to go for the pick instead so that they can take the Scarf away from Tacos. I mean, it kind of makes a bit of sense when you think about it, but at the end of the day, with Celeste still open, it's kind of a risky choice, I believe.
Yeah, coming up for that 3-man gank on the lane, but it was, of course, spotted with the Heliogenesis, so Celeste is going to be able to back off. Now, going in with Catherine. Soaking up a lot of damage. A little curious as to why, knowing that the enemy team was there. I mean, maybe just checking to see if they had left already or what the situation was, but a lot of damage up front.
Yeah, and now 2 of the members here of Team TAS coming down to the shop, whereas Celeste's just going to stay in the lane. Scarf is waiting nearby to help out with any sort of pressure in the jungle, but is just going to come back to the lane. Lost a couple of minions here in the lane. You can already see that Celeste is doing huge work compared to that Scarf in the lane. It's currently 31-17 in terms of minion kills.
Yeah, that's not a very good sign early on. That's quite a large minion deficit. There's a lot of damage coming down with the Heliogenesis onto the Scout Trap. Core Collapse going to get the stun, but standing on top of the burning goop means that is going to be a 1-for-1 trade. Both laners managing to kill each other.
Uh-oh, and look at this. There's a Scout Trap actually watching the gold mine go down, and Adagio has already taken a ton of damage. Will Team TAS go for it? No, it does not look like it. Jewel still at full health and great in the sustained team fight, so kind of scared to go in there and jump on an Adagio who could possibly heal and slow everything down.
Gonna just keep the pressure on though, make sure that they don't go immediately back to that gold mine. Of course, that Scout Trap's still there Great placement for the scout trap. It's not very likely to be stepped on in that corner, but it provides you the vision of the gold miner throughout, as there's the afterburn going in to start off the fight, but they aren't really able to follow up on it. Celeste is nowhere to be found. Finally going to be joining in, but not before ITI is forced out of this fight. So not expecting the entirety of the team to be there, you have to assume, from Corpus. But in the end, everyone does walk away with their lives intact, although Corpus going to be found by Jewel here. Strike not quite connecting, and actually a lot of damage being put back. Corpus kind of stuck. Gonna use the afterburn to go over the wall. Saw that from Cole the Meek in the VIPL.
Yeah, that's always a lot of fun on that glaive. Just a little trick you can use to get out of harm's way. Also offers you just a bit of extra opportunity to do that big counter jungling in the backs of the jungle. So really nice play there from the glaive. Gonna take a huge amount of pressure off this team when the rest of them were pretty low.
Yeah, they put a lot of attention onto that glaive, thinking, oh, he's stuck in the back of our jungle, we can definitely get a kill. But just afterburning over the wall to safety, and now things just kind of reset. Goldmine still hasn't been touched by either team since that previous fight. Although it looks like they might be getting in position for it now.
Yeah, pretty far up in the lane right now is Team TAS, and ping's going down on that gold mine. Looks like they may want to go for it, but Zelciar and Hoboni here waiting in the enemy tri-brush. Saw them coming and just backed off, and now Scarf has joined them. Maybe they can catch him out. 3v2 here.
This is going to be a 3v2 as Celeste is still in the lane. They get the glaive knocked out of the fight, and that's going to be ITI burning down Gift of Fire. Not quite enough, however, glaive is going to be going down, so they do pick up one kill. They are fairly low and need to be careful, but they should be able to get this gold mine, as it doesn't look like there's going to be any contest. Tacos does have that ultimate available to try and steal. They do still have that scout trap there, but the Solar Storm going to fly by without providing any damage, and oh boy, Tacos may have just gotten himself into a very poor position. He is going to be able to use that core collapse though to get out of harm's way.
Yeah, that was kind of interesting, even with the vision not going to land that Solar Storm, and could have definitely used that to just kill Scarf, or maybe even just come around and try to put a bit of pressure on the gold mine instead. Either way, it looks like Team TAS does want to invade off the back of this, and even after losing that gold miner, still ahead in gold. Here we go.
Yeah, fight happening in the enemy jungle. They get so many low health bars, but here comes the big red button, picking up one kill, dropping Celeste very low, but Celeste does answer with the kill on the Scarf. They're going to try and chase this down. Glaive is going to be able to recall safe. No, he comes back out to pick up that last hit, saying, oh, hey, there's an extremely low health Adagio. That's a free kill. And now Jewel going to continue the chase, landing the Leap Strike, landing the Thunder Strike, and getting the kill onto Celeste.
Yeah, not much Celeste could do there. No core collapse. It's going to be very hard to land it. At this moment in time, though, Jewel is pretty far down in the jungle, and a really nice afterburn over the wall here. Oh, Jewel's going to try to possibly jump the wall. Can they get the Heliogenesis off? Yes, there he goes.
So close. Almost pulling off the exact same move that Corpus used earlier, but just there was someone in position to defend it this time.
So, not going to be a bad trade here, actually, for Team TAS. As I said before, still ahead in gold, even though they don't have control of that gold mine. They're really going to have to take that down here once it gets close to completing. And now it's Scarf pretty low in that lane. Maybe they could make a move, but Adagio is waiting, and there is a minion mine on that gold mine, or a minion candy on that gold mine for now.
Yeah, Adagio's going to go in pretty deep here, take quite a bit of damage. Scarf on the backside very low, but there comes the rocket leap from Jewel, trying to get onto the Celeste, but no real damage given to her. And everyone's just going to back away for now. They decide to take this opportunity and say, hey, you're all in the jungle. We have vision of watching you come in. Let's take this turret. And here comes the fight. ITI going to be trying to soak up as much as he can in the front. The turret goes down. Great afterburn, putting Scarf right in the middle of the fight. They get the first kill. Jewel is so low, so is Celeste. Both of them are going to drop 2 for 1 in favor of TAS eSports, and it's just Adagio left to try and defend.
Yeah, and he should be able to going to run into this gold mine here. But let's see what they can do, running on top of a couple of scout traps and actually hitting Adagio away. And Adagio going to slow and try to actually kill Corpus here. But it's getting extremely low, and here comes Catherine looking for that kill. Will die, though, to the scout trap and the burn from the heal. Will Glaive be able to pick up this gold mine? One more hit. No, he goes down.
Oh, I'm telling you, gold mine MVP. We saw it in Europe. Gold miner picked up 2 kills in Europe earlier today. I really do think we need an MVP video just for the gold miner. That's his 3rd kill of the day.
Yeah.
Some serious work.
Celeste got to be careful here with the big gank coming in from Jewel. He's gonna miss, and Celeste will just back off. But yeah, imagine how far ahead Team TAS would be if they would have been able to take that down. Huge play by Celsior on that Adagio to actually forbid them from taking the gold mine. Even though he did go down, he took 2 of them with him and kept the gold mine on their side.
Here comes another fight. Huge big red button. Hits all 3. Gets some solid damage out. And then the Rocket League with the stun makes the Solar Storm actually only hit Scarf. They now run to the safety of that gold miner, hoping he can work his magic again. But they are all so incredibly low. Will Adagio be able to get away? No, he won't. The stun is enough. Truth of Light, what are you doing? You're so low. But it is enough to actually deter them just a bit from this gold mine. And why aren't they just taking it? They could easily take this. The health bars were so incredibly low. Like, if they tried to contest it, they could have just turned and killed them. But instead, they completely back off, and I definitely think that that's a bit of a mistake there from TAS eSports, having a bit of flashbacks to just a few moments ago when Gold Miner picked up the double kill, I think.
I guess that's really what that was about, right? I mean, those guys were so low, as you were saying. I think they were on about 10, 20 health, like lower than we have ever seen today, that they actually did survive as well. But yeah, maybe just a bit of lack of game sense there. That would have been a huge pickup for them if they could have taken that gold mine there.
Instead, going to be moving back into the lane. They do still have a lead, but it's only 500 gold. That means almost nothing at this stage of the game. They are going to be just trying to push their way in towards this next turret. So they've been doing a good job of recognizing when Organic Orange Juice is in the jungle and just pushing the lane. But here comes another fight.
Yeah, Adagio gonna kind of be caught out here. Jewel leaving him for his own, getting stunned here. Afterburn hit into the wall, but still running away and actually going to slow this Jewel. Celeste is going to go down very early in this fight, but Jewel getting down as well. Will Adagio be able to go down here? Another slow, and there we go, the Afterburn to pick up the kill, and now Scarf is very, very low. Will they be able to pick it up? Yes! And the ace buff is going to come through, and that should be the gold mine as well.
A little concerning as to why Adagio ran back through the fight after he had gotten away. He could have just recalled in the enemy jungle, but wanted to try and come back and help out, I guess, but just not the best of decisions coming through from both teams, really making a couple of really, you know, mistakes in their positioning and their decision making. But right now it is favoring the side of TAS eSports, looking to push themselves into the quarterfinals of the North American Vainglory League qualifiers.
And as we said before, that's the big bubble. You know, you got to get into the top 8 to qualify for the first season, and you also get a bit of money here. So any team that goes down here is going home with nothing. And you can be damn sure that Organic Orange Juice is not going to like if they go down here. They're fighting their hearts out in this game.
Yeah, we have a bit of an update from the guys over at Super Evil Megacorp, letting us know that in one of the other matches that's going to be going on today, I believe it is Ardent Alliance taking on TS2, which is going to be later today. One of their players is in surgery, so they're going to have one of their subs trying to play while on an airplane out to TwitchCon to try and keep the team in the tournament.
Whatever you got to do, I suppose. But in the meantime, we do have a bit of a team fight going on. Lots of members getting very, very low here for Organic Orange Juice. Catherine trying to follow up here the afterburn, and they are going to catch Scarf. Will he go down? Yes, he will. And that's going to be a 1-4-0 trade. Celeste still trying to follow up. Maybe they can get a kill here onto Jewel, getting very, very low. Another afterburn coming down. But no kill just yet. They're going to get the stun now onto Adagio, and he will just barely go down. But Jewel will survive.
Yeah, Afterburn was reflex blocked there, which is why Adagio was able to survive just as long as he did. Unfortunately, not quite enough. And now this should be the next turret being taken by TAS eSports, really starting to take control of this game, showing that they can not only can they play from behind as they did in game 1, but now starting to play from ahead and taking these team fights decisively. Of course, this is fairly similar to what we saw in game 1, and they were on the opposite end of it. So hopefully they've learned from the mistakes of apparently hopefully they learned from the mistake of Organic Orange Juice for them, and they don't go and make a super greedy play that costs them the game. But we will see. Kraken is now up as well. So both teams going to be looking to put some attention on that portion of the map.
Yeah, just going to deny some vision for now is LCR. Looking better here in this game, as you were saying, for Team TAS. And especially with the Celeste pick, we were talking about it before, it's been working out so well. They're going to get the stun here onto Truth of Light as well, getting so low before the fight even starts. Reflex block here for Celeste to deny the stun out of Jewel. Gonna try to go for that Solar Storm, and he does take out the Jewel.
Yeah, that's a really unfortunate situation for Organic Orange Juice. It was a 3-man stun by Adagio that they were not able to capitalize on. Celeste is going to pick up that kill. They continued chasing, got the kill onto Scarf as well. That is an ace. Let's see if they decide to just push the turret, or if they go for the Kraken. It looks like Celeste is actually starting up the Kraken on her own and taking it very, very quickly, while the other two take down this turret. They are going to get some serious work out of this. The third turret is down as the Kraken is taken and begins to make its way down the lane. So will they join it and go for a fight in the enemy base, or will they just kind of escort it down and then just sort of do some poking and see if they can push them away? That's going to be the big question here.
Yep, Celeste waiting in the wings, trying to just wait for the rest of her team to come in here. And this is going to be a pretty hard hold. I mean, with Scarf, it's going to make it a bit easier, but Celeste is on the other team. So let's see what kind of siege damage they can do onto these turrets.
First turret going down very, very quickly. They're not even looking for the fight. They're just going straight at these turrets. Kraken is getting dropped very low as well, but there's no focus on players from either team. The turret is down. Finally, the fight starts to come out. Taco's getting taken very low. Solar Storm annihilating the Jewel. Scarf is going to fall down as well. A huge afterburn denying Adagio entrance into his own base, and that is going to be the game. Ace picks up. The main crystal is going down, and TAS eSports moving on with the victory over Organic Orange Juice.